Hey, I'm Gail Campbell,
Stanley, Ipkiss.
and we are talking to Heritage Hip Hop.
Peace, everyone, and welcome back to Heritage Hip Hop. You've seen these faces before, but you've never felt the power that's about to come through the camera right now. Now we're a little in the studio, so we have a little more pleasant interior going on. But from the power that you're going to feel from this interview, you're going to be very excited. Please introduce yourselves one more time.
Hey, y'all, I'm Gail Campbell.
Stanley, Ipkiss, producer.
And here we go. History in the making. Miss Campbell, congratulations on the debut video for your project, Bloody Waters.
Thank you so much. We're so excited about it.
Now, anyone who's been watching Heritage Hip Hop, and I know you have, on the website, it was the feature video for about like a month.
Yes.
And it was on the front page of the website.
Thank you so much for that.
We're going to talk about the entire project, we're going to talk about the visuals, and we're going to talk about the feel of what goes on when executing a project of this magnitude. And to my brother Stan over there, we're Mr. Ipkiss, we're going to talk about sound coordination and feeling the vibe of the artist as they sing their heart and their joy out into a track. So let's start with a little back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Let's start from the producer. When the project came to you, how excited was it for you to be able to spread your wings from hip hop, as some people would know you by, into something that's a little more musical oriented and not beat driven?
Oh man, I always wanted to do this project. I'm gonna say that. This is something I always wanted to do, and she was just perfect to come along and execute it. So it was like, it's really hard to explain about it because I look at it like my music is passionate. And her voice is passionate. It just fit. So this project had to happen.
It was a marriage of sound, you're basically telling me.
Yeah, that's how we always describe it. It's like, it's really like a musical marriage. Seriously.
Okay. And coming from the artist's perspective, to find a producer that can hit your inside as well as your talent is very rare. Tell me why, for you, the coming together of Bloody Waters was so special and landmark for you.
Well, this is my dream album. This is my dream album. I dreamt this album. This is what I always wanted to make. I felt like I couldn't die until I made this album. How I was gonna make it, I don't know, because I knew what I wanted to do didn't exist. I knew the kind of music I want to make didn't exist. So it was so amazing when I met him and he knew exactly what I was talking about. And when I say no compromise, there's no compromise. It's exactly what I wanted. So the feeling of that, we just been on go mode, but every now and then I sit down and I think about exactly what's happening here, and I just can't describe how I feel. I don't know, it's gratitude.
It's a little surreal.
And it's surreal. It feels surreal.
You know, in this grand spectrum of life, we were taught that you have to live with regret. And a lot of us go through pain, we go through suffering, whether it's world-inflicted or self-inflicted, and we learn how to carry our life on wearing scars. And doubt and holding on to pain and not being able to passionately share it is something that a lot of us who don't know our purpose and talents burden ourselves with. So this being a project of passion, and you said you feel like you couldn't even die until you have felt you expressed this. What does it mean for you to now have that time capsule piece that years from now, say the year 4012, Bloody Waters is still making a statement to those who hear it? What does that mean?
That's what I always wanted. And
it will.
Yeah. I remember someone asking me, like, what do you want? What do you want in music? And I said, I want to have like that kind of music that comes on 20, 30 years from now and people dancing like, that's my, you know, like the way we feel about Stevie, you know? And she was like, oh, you want longevity. You wanna live forever. You wanna, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I do. So to be able to see that being manifested, because we know that what we're creating is gonna be a classic. We know that, like, we know that.
We're trying to do a thriller.
We know that.
I'm looking at it on that level.
Yeah, I know that, like, in the marrow of my bones. I know that what we're doing is amazing, and I know that God has touched it, and I know that it's special. I just know.
Yeah, that's interesting because as a singer, your joy, as it's been told to me, is to be able to share your voice with the world. I was taught this as a young man. The reason why birds sing is because when royalty comes into being, they have to be announced. So as a king or queen comes into a room, you always hear the horns or the trumpets play. And for a man or woman to wake up into the world, God makes the birds sing to awaken the world up to your existence. I learned that as a young man. As a more mature man, I now understand the meaning of that. That you waking up is purposeful. And it's not just by happenstance. So, as finding your purpose through this project for both of you, what does it mean to be heard and to be an influence into the ears that's hearing you?
It's what you do it for. You really, I mean, you do it for yourself, you do it for self-expression, but what you do it for is the influence and the inspiration for others to follow along. That's just my interpretation of it.
And I think that most artists, we all have like that, we all have that attitude that we are the gifts to the world. I think all artists feel like that. I mean, because think about what Nina Simone said when she was like, I think that the purpose of the artist is to reflect the times. And, like, all artists feel like we're supposed to be here for some divine reason. So, so personally, I that's the way I feel as an artist. That's the responsibility I feel as an artist. And I feel like God's instrument. I feel like if God is the musician, I'm the instrument that he plays.
That's interesting because in psychology we're always taught the world is a stage and everybody has to play their part. Everybody wears a mask. And you can be one thing to one person and something else to another person, but you always struggle with the real you. So this album, this album is coming together as, I hate to say it this way, but a butt-naked representation of truth. This is a truthful album.
Yeah.
So, in understanding what is your definition of truth, how do you want your truth to be received? Not only musically, but socially, spiritually, physically.
Straightforward, bluntly, in your face. There's no skeleton in your closet. Like, I don't like to have anything hindering behind me. So anything someone gets from me is me. Like, from the contact to the way I dress or whatever, that's me. That's not a gimmick. This album is not going to be a gimmick. She's not a gimmick.
We'll talk about that too.
Yeah, so it's just, you know, man, this project is like kind of hard to really express because she's done it all on the album. Like she really had to dig somewhere dark.
And you know what? It's not like musically. Let me just clear something up. Musically, style-wise, this is the album I always dreamed of. I never imagined that it would be so deep. I never imagined. I knew that musically, this was what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. Good music.
I didn't know that it would be so deep. Once I started to see that this is what the album wanted to be, I just had to obey that. And it has not been easy for me to obey that every time, because a couple of times I actually say to it, like, I can't write this. This song is going someplace that I don't want to go. I don't feel comfortable with sharing with the world. And it would say, listen, do it. Be brave, do it. Do it. So,
because your art is expression of yourself. That's why I tell her, like, you gotta let it out and then you do it in your art. Like with the video, that was an expression of her experience on that moment with that song. So she expressed that within the video. That was basically what she did with that.
it's not easy. Every song that we go in has its own challenges, and the challenge is always refusing to put on the mask and let in the world see, because I think that we all want to be seen as cool, as have it all together, and this album is really showing people a very, very vulnerable side to me, to Gail, Campbell, and you know, it's gonna be surprising. I think people were surprised when they saw the video, because, you know, especially with social media, and you know, I'm really good at it. I think I'm real cool, but you know, to see me having a serious breakdown, that's real. Like, that's real. And you know, in the songs are showing, like, you know, some of my dark thoughts. You know, stuff that I didn't want to tell people that, but I knew that that's what this song wanted me to do. That's what God wanted me to do.
And people need that. Like, people don't want to always see you with glitz and glamour and I got this, I got that. Some people need to feel human sometimes. So they need to see someone else's pain and what they go through, how they go through it. So be like, all right, if she can do it, I can do it.
And I pray that when people hear this album, that they will feel like, you know what, I'm not the only one who's felt this way. I'm not the only one who has felt suicidal, or felt depressed, or felt rejected, or felt not good enough. But you know, but I want them to also feel like they're overcomers. I want them to also feel like, you know what, if Gail is still standing after this, I can stand too.